Oh, I wish I had some Lego. Lego would be awesome right now, actually.
Hi.
Okay.
Today we're going to cover the 5 most common building mistakes we're seeing people make in Brisbane every day of the week. You definitely, if you're looking at building, if you're looking at doing extensions, if you're going to buy a house in Brisbane, you need to check out this video. We've got a special guest, Peter, with us today from Brisbane Town Planning. We're going to walk you through all the tips, the tricks, and the mistakes that people make. Let's go. All right, so Peter, first mistake you see people make all the time?
Zoning, gotta be zoning. It absolutely drives me insane. People ring up literally on a daily basis and they go, I don't know what's going on. Council's just approved a unit development next door, or I've just found out someone's lodged an application for units next door, and you go, did you not stop and actually check the zoning before you purchased in that area? Like, do you not know that the specific intent for that area is to see 2-story units? And they sit there and go, huh, what?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, how do you actually know that?
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
I have to stop myself and just go, it's not common knowledge, I need to be understanding all that sort of stuff. Number 1, you go to Brisbane City Council's interactive mapping program. Very simple. You search your site. You turn on the zones and you basically look at the colour coding around the area, and then you basically...
Which colour is a good one?
Depends what you're looking for. So me personally, I recently purchased a property and I love character houses. So I wanted cute character houses surrounded by cute character houses and no units around me. So I went for CR1, Character Residential 1, because the intent is to have those on 450 square metre plus blocks and the old houses. You're not going to see units and townhouses in that area. If you're in LMR, yeah, you're going to see units and townhouses popping up around you. So basically use the interactive mapping to work out what's going to go up around you.
That's awesome. We'll leave a link below. The other one online is PD Online. It works around Brisbane. Same sort of thing. You can see if it's low density, character residential. You can see if it's a bunch of units that are going to get built next door. Pretty good tools.
You don't even need me here. You know it all.
That's all right. People are sick of me.
Yeah.
It's false. No way. Not this time.
All right, so I've bought this awesome house. I want to knock it down and, I don't know, build like a cool concrete mansion. Can I do it?
You and everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of the other big issues that we have all the time. People turn up on their doorstep and they go, I've just bought this absolute what would you call it? Yeah, perfect house. It's just
perfect to knock down.
Yeah, perfect to knock down. It's absolutely riddled with termites. It's rotten. It's falling down. You should see what's downstairs. Yes, I'm just going to bulldoze it. I'm just going to build this beautiful modern mansion. We bring it up. We look at council system. We go, well, you got traditional building character overlay. It's pre-1947. Yeah, nah, not going to happen. Sorry, guys. It's protected.
Stop! You violated the law.
And everyone just sits there and goes, but it's my house. How can council stop me from demolishing my house? Unfortunately, that's the rules, guys. So yeah, the first issue is demolishing, but the second issue is what you can do when you're renovating that house. Council wants to see things that are sort of sympathetic and in character with the area. So I'm talking pitched roof forms, verandas on the front, lightweight materials, tin and timber sort of materials. You're not going to see massive sort of face brick everywhere. You're not going to see flat parapet roof forms and all that sort of stuff. So if that's your thing, you don't want to go for the character areas.
Oh, well, so there you go. And I actually have some friends of mine, I'm not going to say their names, Bob and Mara, but
sounds good.
The name has been changed for, anyway.
For privacy purposes.
They bought in a character residential area and it was a beautiful block of land. The house had been knocked down, all taken care of, and they got their plans designed and it was awesome. It was going to be this architecturally, it looks like Apple's headquarters sort of thing. And then when they went to get their plans certified, the council knocked them back because it was a character residential area and you can't just put this beautiful ceramic thing out the front because everything else is all these old gabled Queenslanders
And the other issue is people go, but 2 doors down, they've done something modern or more modern than what you're telling us to do now. You got to remember the rules are getting tighter and tighter over the years. As the public gets more and more precious about the preservation of their heritage, there's more and more pressure on council to preserve those houses. So just because someone was a little bit more lax in the past doesn't mean you're going to get awarded the same courtesy going forward. Yeah.
And that's what I call high quality H2O.
which is how you'd sound if your house got flooded.
Yeah!
How do you check if your place has been flooded?
I love that segue, that's awesome. Okay, so this is probably one of the more common ones. People actually do appreciate the fact that Brisbane can flood. But, so you basically can do flood-wise property report. There's also a flood awareness map, which is slightly more scary than the flood-wise property report. You probably want to go look at the flood-wise. Or again, you can go to Brisbane City Council's interactive mapping, put on the overlays, see where the water covers. Now, one thing I will say here, Category 5, which is supposed to be, I like to refer to it as the apocalyptic flooding. So it's not actual recorded flooding. I think it would be naive for us to sit here and go, we've seen the worst floods we will ever see. Everyone always goes, oh, but the property didn't flood in 1974 or what was it, 2011?
2011, yeah.
I had to get my dates right for a second there. It didn't flood. I've spoken to Joe who lives 2 doors down. He's been there for 100 years. It hasn't flooded, so it's not going to flood. Why is council mapped this property? Back in the 1800s, we had floods that were worse than anything we've seen in the last 100 years. So there is a chance, a very good chance, that we will see worse floods into the future. Council has a responsibility to plan for those worst floods. So as a result, the categories you will see are a bit more over the top, and the category 5 in particular is designed to open your minds to what could happen, not necessarily to say, hey, there's going to be extra rules and requirements for this property here, but it's just say, hey, just to let you know before you purchase this property, if we were to have one of those apocalyptic floods in the future, you could be affected.
Oh. Yeah, and the other thing with flooding that a lot of people forget is some people might be like, yeah, it's fine, it's on stilts, it doesn't matter. But there's other costs that you have there. It could cost you a lot more for insurance.
Oh, yeah.
You could have like old issues underneath and in the slab that you didn't know about from when it's previously flooded. There's some other things there to take into consideration. So even if you don't think the property's in a flooding area, definitely run it through the FloodWise map, and we'll have the link below as well, because you want to check it out. And actually, Peter has a good video on that, on interpreting those reports, because they're really complicated. It's got all these like candlesticks and stuff. So check that out. I'll also include a link below. Trees.
Trees.
Tree? I am no tree.
What?
Little underestimated trees.
Why?
So, okay, vegetation across the city. Whenever you see a massive gum tree, that should be an alarm bell to you. Go, oh, that might be protected under NAL, which is Natural Assets Local Laws. Why is that relevant to you? Well, if you've got some beautiful big gum trees at the back of your property, you turn up and you go, I'm just going to bulldoze those trees, do a massive extension out the back, deck out the back, pool out the back, whatever you want to do. If it's going to encroach into the root ball of that tree, you're going to potentially kill the tree. So if you want to get a little bit technical, if you look up and you see leaves and branches above, there'll be roots below. If you incur or encroach into more than 10% of that root ball, the tree's going to die in the long term. Super crude way of assessing it, but it's the basics. If that tree's protected, council's going to be very, what's the word I'm going to say? They're basically going to say no.
Okay.
So if you turn around and say, hey, I want to do that extension at the back, but it's going to remove those 3 protected trees, yeah, probably not going to happen. So that could be a big game changer for you if you're buying a property on the expectation that you can double the size of the house or something to suit your family.
I've even seen it where there's been a tree out the front of the house and people wanted to move the driveway from one side to the other, put a new carport, and the same thing, it wasn't even a gum tree, it was like a, I don't know, some other random tree that just because it changed the streetscape and it looked differently, you got rejected.
Bingo.
Bingo! Bingo!
So everyone sits there and goes, oh, but it's not a native tree or it's not a mature tree. All types of tree provide amenity benefits to us. So council's protective of all types, as a general rule of thumb, all types of trees.
There you go. Yeah, and speaking of getting protective is
Yes.
old school houses. Like
Pre-1911 houses.
Really old houses.
Yeah. This is such a hot topic at the moment because there's such ignorance out there in the industry and let alone the public. So there's always been the pre-1947 protection rules. There's always been the heritage protection rules. Back in 2011, council introduced another category, which was basically to protect houses more than 100 years old. 2011, 1911, that's where the date came from. So the rules, the biggest killer here is basically if the house was built before 1911, the standard demolition exemption that allows you to remove the rear portion of the house, generally speaking across the city, does not apply to those houses. So this is why it's important, because everyone just goes, oh, you've got that low profile roof at the rear that everyone has, we'll just rip that off so we can do a nice flat extension at the back, get some nice head height at the back there. If your rear roof form's protected, it ain't coming off, which means you've got to do weird box gutters and weird like pod-like extensions and all that sort of stuff. It gets messy. People don't like it when I turn up and go, yeah, no, it's pre-1911 and yeah, all that demolition work, not gonna happen, guys.
Whoa.
So it's council's cracking down on it more and more and more.
Actually, there's maps on that too. How do you actually look for that?
Well, no, this is the misconception. Everyone comes back to me and they go, oh, but it's not in the pre-1911 overlay. And I go, yeah, no, sorry, it's not just the overlay ones that are protected. It's all pre-1911 houses within the traditional building character overlay. We've done a video on that. Goes into a bit more detail. I won't bother talking about it now.
Awesome. So that's it, guys. Peter, where do we find you?
www.brisbanetp.com.au, but more importantly, check us out on Facebook or Instagram, Brisbane TP.
Yep, you can check out the unicorn suit on Peter's YouTube channel. So we'll include a link below. Cool, guys. Till next time.